So in my previous video, I didn't really talk too much about the twist of Samus and Ravenbeak's connection, cause I wanted to save that for its own standalone topic. So spoiler alert, Ravenbeak being the genetic donor of the Chozo DNA within Samus and thus being the genetic father of Samus was definitely a shocking twist, and I was definitely caught off guard when I first heard this. But once the game was over and I got some time to kind of sit down and think about it, it kind of really felt out of place. Like I had more questions about this than actual answers. The twist did feel badly written, and people calling it fanfiction's level of bad is really not too far off from how I feel about this twist, honestly. But there are elements of this twist I do actually like, for some weird reasons, but that's why I kind of want to explain in this video. So of course, subscribe to the channel for more Metroid content, and follow my Discord, Twitch, and Twitter, and let's get started. As mentioned when playing through the game, I was swept up by the reveal of Ravenbeak being Samus' father, but putting some thought into it, the twist was kind of, I don't know, a bit out of nowhere. We were just introduced to Ravenbeak in this game, and we were never really hinted that the origin or the donor of Samus' DNA or something was really significant to Samus' character throughout all of the games. And it's really hard to feel that impact when we just barely met our main villain. If maybe we had more insight on Ravenbeak's past or origin, or even kept this twist for a future game, then I think it could have worked. Think of it like this. Imagine if the twist of Vader being Luke's father was actually in episode 4. With no real time for the twist to build up, it loses its impact on the viewer, and that's how I feel. With no real build up or time for our villain, the twist just falls a bit flat. And it really doesn't help that this twist kind of kills like a theory that a lot of us were kind of hoping to be true. I and a lot of people have assumed that the genetic donor of Samus' Chozo DNA came from either Old Bird or Grey Voice. These two Chozo raised Samus like their own hatchling, and during Zero Mission when we see Samus' mural of these two characters, it really shows that there is a deep bond between these three characters. I know it was never specifically stated, but it just kind of felt natural to kind of just assume that the caregivers were her genetic fathers. I mean, I guess with the knowledge of multiple Chozo DNA within Samus, that there's a chance that maybe Old Bird or Grey Voice can still be that Thoha DNA in Samus, but there's Zebus Chozo, I think, and the Thoha or from SR3D8, I think. But regardless, I guess, I still would have preferred if one of those two Chozo, the Chozos who raised Samus, were revealed to be her genetic father, not that one evil Chozo who kind of just left Samus and only came back once she became useful. But despite my issues with the twist though, there are elements of it that I kind of do like a lot. For starters, I kind of see this moment as Samus' redemption from Other M. This isn't the first time Samus has confronted an authoritarian father figure in the games, with Other M and Fusion giving us moments of Samus standing up for herself against Adam Malkovich, who we can agree, especially during Other M, was a little bit too controlling for anyone's well-being. Going from Other M to Fusion to Dread, it feels like we are gradually seeing Samus regain her confidence after the baby sacrifice from Super Metroid. She went from emotionally vulnerable when confronting Adam to basically being unstoppable and unshakable when confronting Ravenbeak. And the theming of these moments of Samus confronting her dads makes all this feel a bit intentional. It's a redemption arc, and if we remember that Ravenbeak was pretending to be Adam this entire time, it all kind of just comes full circle. It's a story of Samus basically just coming to her own terms and standing up for what she believes in, not what others tell her to believe in. Another cool thing about this twist is that Ravenbeak claiming to be Samus's dad kind of parallels what Mother Brain did in the manga. They both try to use that information of being Samus's parent or creator as a way to manipulate Samus into joining them respectively. Both Mother Brain and Ravenbeak saw Samus as a possible bioweapon or tool for them to use for their own purposes, but Samus reacts differently in both of these scenarios. While young Samus, during the beginning of her story, still had much to learn and kind of took the news a bit too hard, the older Samus we see in Dread isn't shaken up by this in the slightest. Again, showing this emotional change Samus has gone through in between these two moments. From practically the beginning of the timeline to the very end, it's a stark change in how she takes this news. And one final thing I like about this twist, honestly, is that I kind of think it was meant to just get Samus angry. I don't know, it kind of seemed like Samus kind of took the whole fight personally. Samus is taking on a bunch of galaxy level threats, from the Ing to the X to Phazon to Metroids and everything in between. And she's never really shown this level of aggression, but in the context of her fighting the person who claimed to be her dad, in a weird way, I kind of want to believe that she's kind of angry because she sees it as disrespectful to the actual good father figures in her life, whether we're looking at Adam, Oldbird, or Grey Voice, and even her biological father. But at the end of the day, that's just my interpretation. I agree that the twist could have been written a bit better, but I also felt like people are too dismissive of the moment. I don't think people really see the cool parallels that this twist had. So what do you guys think? Do you like my interpretation? Do you think I'm kind of reaching for it? Do you have your own opinion about the twist? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you want to know my opinions about Dread in general, click on the video above, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my social media, and I'll catch you guys next time.